down the Lincolnshire drains. The weather's been a bit more settled, even though it's been rock hard frost for the last few mornings. At least it's not raining. Chap there and fishing at the bottom of his garden. I've come down a bit later with it being a rock hard frost for about the last 4 or 5 days, so to get a chance to warm up a bit. Got some maggots with me. I'm going to feed liquidised bread on my 4 metre line on the whip line, and fish bread punch over that. I've got my working bit down this end and then my dry bit the other end. A container of water that I can mix this about as I want it. And I've got some hemp, and the hemp and maggots I'm going to throw to about a 3 metre line on the whip, and hopefully get some, see if I can get a few better fish down there later, see if they'll come in on it. So I shall start on the 4 metre whip. So the tackle is the usual 4 metre whip. Let's say for the 4 metre line out there, little whip waggler, locked in with 2 float rubbers. It's a flick tip on the whip. Got my shot bulked at the bottom with a 6-inch up length of 010 to a size 18 Turbottini 808 hook. So, fed a little bit of bread punch crumb, small bit on the hook. Let's see what happens. Feed the hemp a lot shorter than the maggots. Hoping that perhaps later on something will come a lot nearer in. The first thing is to get a bite. I say sometimes you come down here on the drains and you're miles away from the fish. To start, just only about 4 foot deep, it's not very deep. Not running today because high tide's sort of around about 3ish I think today, so not run during the time I'm here. Little taps and knocks. Been enough just to knock the bread off. Just hanging on. Making a punch crumb sort of stiff enough that I can throw it, but not too wet at the moment. I should probably try and wet it a bit more if things don't happen. Just gives you that option, same as you do with ground bait with a feeder. If you mess about with the consistency of it, sometimes it creates a different effect, and it sometimes just trigger a response from different fish. Right near in the other line's going to be, so on about a 3 metre whip line. Both whip wagglers I've got today. Not running, it doesn't really matter too much, it's not going to drag the float under. I'm hoping the fish is going to do that. Lots of little indications and the nick in the bread. It's not very fierce. Start with a shot bulk down just to try and fish very positive and see if there's any better fish on the bottom. Doesn't look like it at the minute. They do. Get down. Scuffed it up. So, get them all that size, you won't mind. Plenty of these. And they're all nailing it. Just get the line down below the surface to try and stop some of the drag. Get a bit better presentation. Try and Warburton's medium slice bread on the hook for a change. You normally use the Ovis thick, the one in the green packet. Just lately I've not found it very good, so I thought I'd try something different. Everybody always recommends that Warburton's is the best, but the two swans tuck their heads in and go to sleep. Not a care in the world. That's one thing with having the shot bolt down. If it lifts up out the water, it shows you something's got hold of the bait. And that one actually lifted it. Been going about an hour. I should say I've had one round about 10 ounce of roach, 2 or 3 rounds sort of 4, 5, 6 ounce, but they've mostly been very, very small, like this. This again, but it's not tried the near in line yet. Just keep putting a few maggots and a bit of hemp down there. So hoping that'll come good later. And these two swans have been with me virtually all the time. They're happy as Larry. Just imagine they think they're going to mop up all the bits of bread and that I've dropped when I go. Get a bit of a free meal for them. Just as I say, the swans have been with me all day. They decide to up sticks and move. Perhaps they think they're not going to get any bread after all. I've actually messed up because I've only got my 3.5 metre whip with me, but I bought a 3 metre rig to use. Must have left the 3 metre whip at home, which is a bit careless. Very cack-handed that I'm fishing it. Didn't really want to go to full 3.5 metres because it'd be a bit too near me other line. I want to try and keep them a bit apart and hopefully them come late on this. Might be that late that by the time they come I'll have gone. Certainly no bigger and no better bites. Yeah, the boys were after. Well, we're a bit over 2 hours into the session and it's not going well at all. Getting lots of bites, but they're them real little pairs of eyes. They're not, no weight to them at all. Most of them not big enough to take the bait properly. It's not really happening, but that's how these drains go. Well, our fishing goes into it. You're not always guaranteed to be sat on fish. There what they are. it's not running on the drains, very often I'll try and give myself 2 lines just so that the fish will back off sometimes, so they've got something to back off to. I know obviously the line further out, if they back off from that, you've got to hope that they come back onto it, but at least I've got this short line just to try. I mean, the obvious thing would be to have a pole, but the banks behind you are very steep. I know some people don't mind it, but I've known 1 or 2 people lose a few sections with the steepness of the bank sliding in the river. You set yourself up right, I don't suppose you'd have any trouble, but I'm a bit clumsy and play the safety game rather than lose stuff. Joking. You are joking. It's turned out to be a beautiful day. Sun's come out, wind's dropped. Still getting plenty of bites, but they're very, very, very small ones. The chap opposite me, fishing at bottom end of his garden, he's been about the same. He's had very odd net fish, but most of his have been minute. All they seem interested in is the bread. I don't know whether it's because they're so small or what. That's what they've been. And one for the disgorger. So I've noticed the chap opposite me at the bottom of his garden, he's been getting his disgorger out a lot as well, so it's obviously how the fish are taking it. Not necessarily anything you're doing wrong. I've tried moving my shot about, but it don't make a bit of difference. Tried coming off the bottom, still getting plenty of bites, but you're not hitting anything. Pretty much gave up on the 4 metre line now because I'm getting the same fish out there, and so it's struggled to keep the bait on. Time moving on a bit, I would hope that they'd start to come in anyway. It's what normally tends to happen down here on this sort of stretch of the drains. Had another one about 4 ounce a while back. Nice pinky white maggot. I put double on and got a bigger roach, and I thought, well, yeah, I don't mind sitting waiting for a while, but after that all that was happening, the float was towing about a bit where the little ones were just picking it up and mouthing it and couldn't take 2 maggots in the mouth. Just nice to get out again. A fortnight or more since I've been out. All the birds are tweeting away merrily, shows we're getting into the springtime. Days are getting a bit longer. Unfortunately the rivers will be shutting soon, so it's a case of trying to get down on time, pinch a few hours when you can. Just out the blue you get one like that. It's a lovely fish when you get them. Hopefully get a run of them. The day seems to continue the way it started really. It's been mostly small fish with very odd ones in between. I've had another couple about 4 ounce apiece. Plenty of bites. Day out. Lots of these. Nice to get out in the sunshine again. And a nice relaxing day, sitting listening to all the birds all day. Certainly won't be a huge wait today, not anywhere near what I had last time I ran the drains, but you get your good days, you get your bad days. So I've sat down here many a times and blanked for about 3 hours. Well, there's the way in. See that? Just over £14, just over a stone. So at least I've had a few. I'll put them there. You can actually see I've had some good roach. I mean, that's one of the bigger ones, which is quality, and so's that bin. So overall, they've not been. There's been a few better stamp amongst them. Just too many of them little ones again. It shows what is here. One day.